Alright guys, it's Sunday, February 6, 2022. Today marks 11 days I have left to finish the car for the show. Anyway, I did a little bit more work last night after getting the jams buffed, but I run into an issue again with upholstery stuff, no surprise. Anyway, I got my Windlace strip channel, whatever you want to call it, screwed into the body, and the Windlace is actually really wrinkled. Anyway, I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do about this. That is really tight wrinkles to the point where a heat gun is just not gonna fix that. So, I mean, it doesn't do any good to pull it because it just goes right back, but I have to work on that, I guess. But that looks like crap. I don't like it. Anyway, I got all the jam stuff put back in, the dome light switch, the hardware. I went ahead and taped off the outer area of the paint, and went through and repolished that with Mother's Magnet aluminum polish. I did get the silver paint put in my speed holes I put in the hinges, so now the detail kind of pops out a little bit. Anyway, so I'm trying to figure out my plan of attack today. I guess I need to work on that stupid Windlace again. Anyway, if I get the Windlace figured out and this part up here figured out, this is really kind of difficult for me trying to figure out what I'm going to do here. This has to be, you know, tucked up in and spray glued in that dash and stuff, and of course they cut it big, so it's all wadded up and bunched up when you stuff it up in there in that corner section of the dash. So I'm trying to figure out what to do here exactly. I guess I'm going to try to stuff it up in there the best I can. I'm just going to cut it to where it's just on the facing flat side right here, instead of trying to get it up on the side, because, you know, it has a, you're going to see that white edge, so I wish it wasn't even on there, to tell you the truth. But anyway, I got to figure that out, and then if I can get this kick panel addressed, you know, foamed and upholstered, I can get it installed. I've already got the screens painted, and I'd actually attached welded square nuts to where the screens bolt on to the air ducts down here. There's 1032 square nuts welded on there, so I'm going to use 12-point ARPs to attach the screens to that. So it'll be another detail for the ARP theme going on in the car. But anyway, I painted the screens the Galaxy Gray Pearl. It's the same that I got on the brake pedal arm and the gas pedal arm and the heater box and the tissue dispenser, and I even painted the little brackets on the pull cables here, Galaxy Gray. So kind of goes with the theme of the car. I think I'm also going to put that Galaxy Gray in the inserts of the side moldings here, just the long moldings, and probably the lower paint divider in the back. But anyway, I got tons of stuff to do, and I don't even know where to start. I think the first thing I need to do is kind of clean up in here, because it's getting to the point now where I have to hunt and look for a tool. So it would probably be best to, you know, finish up this side, get everything put back together over here, and then go to that side. But I think that's what I'm going to do. Still half asleep, and my hands are really sore today. Man, I tell you, this is sure burning up my time just trying to figure this out. This is my first time to put a set of Windlace in a hardtop. I've done them in sedans, but the Windlace that I've done has been cloth, so it's, you know, the cloth is a little bit more forgiving. From what I don't remember it being wrinkly like this, and it's probably because it's vinyl. I don't know. Now, you know, usually when you have wrinkles in vinyl or leather, you heat it up with a heat gun, but these are so tight and tall, I don't think that's ever going to shrink that much. So I'm not really sure what to do here. I mean, I took my time and I stapled that into that tack strip back there. I've still got a staple right back here. I can't get my staple gun back in there. I'm gonna have to use a tack nail or something. But anyway, I pretty much fit that right up to the edge of that door, or that door jamb, and it fits really clean. You can't see the stitching, which was what I wanted, and I think it looks really nice. Now, another thing that I don't understand And this might have been the wrong thing to do, but I don't really care. To me, it's a looks thing. The end of this windlace had this square thing on it right here. And I'm assuming it has to serve a purpose for something, because it's a square head and it has a 45-degree angle on one side, the other side's straight. So I don't really understand what the point of that is. Maybe this fits up against the glass. I don't know, man. But anyway, to me, it just doesn't look good. I can tell you for sure, if you've ever owned these cars, even with all new weather stripping and seals and everything, you still get wind noise, and that's probably what this is. You know, I'm assuming that 45-degree edge with that at an angle, that has to ride up against the window or something to keep the air from coming in. I don't know. It just looks terrible. I don't like it. That is literally a square peg in a round hole. No joke. So, you know, to go along with the wind noise that you're going to get from vent windows, I have never had a set of vent windows in any of my cars that were sealed. I always get a little bit of whistle. And to me, that's part of driving a 55 Chevy anyway. But anyway, what I did was I took some rubber bumpers from the hardware store. Luckily, I had some of these here. And I just cut the little lock piece off on the bottom with a razor blade and made it pretty much just a cone piece like that. And then I cut off the square. What I'm going to do is I'm going to weather strip adhesive that cone piece on there, because to me that looks better. If I can get that to set up there for the sake of the video anyway. There we go. I think that looks better, but it's still one of them deals where it kind of looks out of place, but to me, it's round and that's round. So whether it's right or wrong, don't care. That's what I'm going to do. Anyway, I cannot have these wrinkles here, and I just don't know what to do. I'm going to have to try to get my mom to come down here and kind of tell me what I need to do. The only thing that I have in mind, and I don't like the idea, it'll work. I was thinking about taking a razor blade and splitting this vinyl almost to the seam, not quite at the seam, but you know, off this side of the seam just a little bit, and slice it up through here a little bit, and then, you know, maybe that'll relieve it enough that I can spray glue it and then roll it back over and maybe stretch it back on there. I don't know, man. Those wrinkles are terrible. They're real thick, and they're real tall. I don't think there's enough heating in the world going to get that out of there. So I've got my metal plate set up in here and about the area that it will go, and it looks like it's back here. So to me, I mean, it looks like it has to go. That's about where it's going to go. So it doesn't really contour off this edge here like I would like for it to. So I don't know, man. I really don't know. Yeah. I'm going to have to seek professional advice, that's for sure. The front's really bad as well because of the curve. I've put cloth windlace in 4-doors and stuff in one sedan, but I've never done vinyl windlace before. And that, you know, usually when you got something like that with vinyl, that's usually what you get, but I'm just not sure how to. All right, after lots of cussing, my goodness, I got it about as good as it's going to get on this windlace deal. This was a learning experience right here. So I know for sure now that when I get the windlace for the 4-door for my wife's car, I'm going to get cloth. I'm not doing vinyl. So I had them bad wrinkles in here, and I thought that the windlace had to go all the way up into here on both sides, but the panels in here, where their notch is further back. So what I tried, I noticed the hole, the half circle that's cut out here, and that metal's folded down into a flange like that, like a tooth. So I was trying to figure out why that was so small and that windlace being so thick. So what I ended up doing was, before I put the screws in, I basically took this and stuck it up pretty high on the windlace into it real tight and then pushed it down and then put the screws in. So it basically pulled the wrinkles and tensioned it basically. And it kind of worked, because to me it looks odd because the windlace didn't follow the curve all the way. So it's, you know, it's not, to me it doesn't look correct, but that's where their notches are in that. So it has to go down like that. So I had to do a little work on the carpet there to get it cut out to go around it perfectly. But what I've decided to do is I'm going to use I have some Sim aerosol Landau black, which is kind of like a, you know, plastic vinyl leather paint. I'm going to spray it in the paint cap, and I'm going to use a brush. And I'm going in here and brush on this white edge of this carpet because it kind of shows around it a little bit. And I might be being a little bit too critical, but you know, it kind of sucks when you're trying to do something. I had to do my own little panel down here out of plywood, so I cut a piece and formed it to fit in there. Because the windlace stops about right here. That's another reason that I kind of was trying to figure out what was going on, because their windlace, or not the windlace, the tack strip stops right up in here. So that kind of explains why it kind of just goes down instead of following that contour all the way. But anyway, I think, you know, I got a little bit of a wrinkle right here, just a little bitty one. I think I can heat that one out. And then up here, same thing, just really light, couple of little wrinkles I think that might heat out. But that is pretty much, it just basically smashes it when you put it in there. But if you're going to do a hard top, that's what I would recommend. And it's probably work on a sedan too. If you're doing a vinyl, I'm assuming the cloth, because I don't remember having wrinkles in my cloth windlace, but this is vinyl, so this is pretty much an issue. But basically, if you like choke up on the bat, so to speak, take that tooth part and stick it up there, I don't know, like a ½ inch above, shove it up against there, and then shove it down, and then put the screw in and tighten it up. It pulls it, basically. When it starts tightening it up, it pulls that windlace, stretches it downward. So now that I know that's pretty much all I can do, I can live with that. Now I took a scrap piece that I cut off, I don't remember if it might have been from back here, because it was like an 8-inch long or 10-inch long piece. I cut it off and I took it down to my mom and dad's, had my mom look at it. She tried a couple of different things. There was no getting them wrinkles out of it. So, you know, when I'd hold it to where it had a curve in it, there was no way to get the wrinkles out. So fortunately, that kind of worked out doing it that way. But my gosh, all day long, just trying to figure out how to do that windlace. And this is another one of them things. I'll never forget this. You know what I mean? So it's learning kind of like from your mistakes, I guess. So now I get to work on this little flap piece, and it's got to go up in the channel of the dash up in there, because I can get that much of my finger up in there. I did borrow an upholstery pencil from my mom. I didn't even have one. Something you can mark on upholstery and then it wipes off. So I borrowed one of those because I'm going to have to try to shove that up in there and mark a line on it. And then I'm going to cut it out longer and then fold it like I did on the rear side panel. Glue it and fold it over so it has a nice rolled edge, instead of just cutting it and gluing it up there and having that white edge showing. So that's going to be, you know, quite a bit more work to do there. Now at the top up here, the channel's not pinched hard enough to hold the windlace in there. So pretty much the only thing that holds the top in is the garnish molding. So this has been a learning experience. This is, you know, I've only had 2 hard tops, and the first one I had, I didn't do any interior work to it. I sold it before I done the interior. The sedans, I got to tell you, they're a lot easier. And you know, they pretty much go all the way around because you got a post. You know, the windlace goes, you start at like the bottom and you just go all the way around and all the way down to the floor. But I'm definitely doing cloth next time. This was a learning experience right here. And this Alante is a leather simulant, so it's really super soft, so it stretches real easy, and that might be making it worse, you know, on the wrinkles on that down there. But at least I got them out. But good golly, I'm so tired of messing with this crap. give myself 4 days for upholstery, and I think I'm 5 days in already, and I don't even have one side done yet. And I still got to cover the seats.